Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Today we are in another episode of In Conversation with Bright Minds, and we have with us Saurabh Gupta. He is a manager in the analytics domain at Myntra, and in the past, he has gone ahead and he has been a business analyst and senior analyst with various organizations. Let us go ahead and understand what his journey has been all about. So, welcome to the show, Saurabh.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Arju.
So, Saurabh, we would like to understand how you landed up at Myntra and what was your, career before Myntra and what made you go towards Myntra.
Sure. So I'll start with my basic journey from college itself. So I'm a
Hmm.
mechanical engineering graduate, right? And though there was no background in software, it was pretty hard to enter into a field where IT and this services the industry is going on. But then with a background of certain software skills with my schooling as well as which I have learned from college in as a curricular extracurricular subject. I was into a little bit of C++ Java coding, and then I landed in the first company, L&T Infotech.
Okay.
Started with data engineer there as a person who was working into SaaS tool and helping the clients into insurance domain. Further on, I was more interested into business analytics and how the analytics is helping the business over the world, right?
Hmm.
So I went into a startup known as Tradens. At Tradens, I was working for Walmart, and at Walmart, I got pretty much excited about e-commerce domain, at how the e-commerce is growing, and e-commerce is a field where you can easily put yourself in a customer's shoe and understand their problems, right? So that's how the e-commerce industry is uh, very easy to relate to when you solve some certain problems from their analytical point of view or a data point of view. For example, a customer goes into a shop or a e-commerce website, and how they are dealing with different problems and what can be solved for them.
Hmm.
So at Tradens, since given the experience at Walmart, I further went ahead with Merkle. The next role from Tradens was into Merkle Locum Solutions, and there I was working with the digital marketing clients, where I was working on helping their clients with their marketing campaigns, and how they are helping the various campaign performances which are having in the ad tech world. So multiple ads are running on the platform which we see, right? So behind the scenes, what is happening, and how can data can help the clients to optimize their performances in the budget allocation and other stuffs, right?
Okay.
After that, I went ahead and did a PG diploma in data science, and
Okay.
just to add a weightage on my career, because I already am having an analytical experience.
Hmm.
But then, being a mechanical graduate, it was sometimes get difficult to prove yourself that you are academically strong in this field, right? So
Hmm.
just to cover up that, I had to did a PG course. That was a full time course which I did from Praxis Business School, and
Okay.
after that I joined Myntra. I tried multiple companies, and then I chose Myntra as the next step as a manager into analytics. And at Myntra, I'm working for different clients, sorry, different teams basically, which
Hmm.
from an external point of view, it is a client itself. So there are teams like categories, under categories we have multiple teams, right? Menswear, women's wear, kids wear, and footwear. A lot of different teams. Similarly, we have a team of inventory where we need to support them, to how they can inventorize their units based on aging factor, or based on how can they have a minimum level of inventory, so that the product don't get run out of stock.
Got
Similarly, we identify a lot of other stuff around returns, how we can solve our returns, because it
it. Hmm.
basically how you can forecast returns, like, because Myntra being a return heavy platform, so many people tend to shop in bulk and then return it back to the platform, right?
Hmm.
So that's how we have to solve for returns as well, because it hits the cost of the platform. And there was a project There have been projects where I have worked on supply chain analytics. So basically,
Okay.
there are customers who tend to cancel the order while the product is in shipment, right? So
Hmm.
when you cancel an order in a shipment stage, it's a cost for the company, wherein the company already has shipped your product to the distribution center in your city, right? So all those projects has been there at Myntra, which from my perspective, I have worked with the supply as well as demand side, being a Myntra like ecosystem. So both the sites are equally important for an e-commerce company to grow. And with my team and my efforts, I have contributed good enough growth for the company, as well as saved a good amount of cost as well. I cannot quantify exactly, but I can say that the top line and bottom line growth has been very, significant enough to help the team and company grow.
Got it.
Anything else you want to like to add?
Yes, yes. So, you said that you started, I mean, you went into MBA and then you joined Myntra. So, was it a campus placement or you still had to go ahead and look out for job after completing your master's in data science?
There was campus placement support already given by the institute, but then
Okay.
I was doing, since already I had an analytical experience, right, prior to that course also, right.
Hmm.
So I, based on my previous experience combined with the academic degree which I had, right. So that helped me to grow in further into Myntra. But then I didn't take the support from the college, which
Hmm.
they already provided. But yeah, it was all my external efforts which I had to put.
Okay. So, from there, actually, I would like to understand more. So, for any person who's looking out to join an organization like Myntra,
Okay.
how does he go ahead and what should be his approach? Should he apply on the website? Should he ask some LinkedIn people? Where exactly should he go ahead and look out so that he can get a job at Myntra?
In my case, I did reach out to a person who was already working at Myntra. So it was
Okay.
a referral role.
Hmm.
So I asked for a referral, and then the person engaged with me directly, give me a referral, right? And
Hmm.
then the HR team contacted me based on my resume shortlisting, and the interview went ahead, and then I was in Myntra after a month.
Okay.
So yeah, referrals are very important in the industry to enter into any company, especially when companies like Myntra and all are flooded with the resume from the external market. It's
Yes.
always better to have a contact with someone who is already working in that field and the projects or the team where you want to enter, and then yeah, you can get more information also how the team works and what kind of interviews would we be having. That's how it
Got
is.
it. Got it. So, how is it working at a startup? I mean, is the environment very chill, or do you have to work for long hours? Do you have a lot of pressure, or there are some days which are good and some days which are bad? How is it at working at a startup?
Right. So I think being an Indian, someone would already know that Myntra as a e-commerce company, basically it's more focused on fashion, right?
Hmm.
Fashion commerce. So basically, when you have sales, end of season sales or end of season sales, right? So these are the sale period where every team gets pumped up. So be it analytics team, be it the product team, be it any team, right? Everyone is equally enthusiastic, as well as the workload gets pretty tighter. So yeah, those are the days when the big sales are coming and you have to work like anything, so that teams get the things get as planned, because a lot of times you cannot anticipate what all issues can come at the last moment, right.
Right.
You have to be prepared, and you have to be very much proactive and reactive as well, to sort out any initiative which you can help with each respective team. So in our case, we support the multiple stakeholders, multiple CXOs, with different kind of insights and reports which they need
Hmm.
during the sales, right. So yeah, we have to automate a lot of reporting as well. We have to put a lot of different insights and problem solving to help the teams and grow, so that they can understand what is going wrong, what can be fixed even during the sale. So yeah, that's all.
Got it. So, have you yourself, do you as employees get some free goodies or free, products from Myntra, or no, that is
Yeah,
not the
yeah. So
scenario?
that is there. That is there. So
So,
basically,
so what?
even in,
Hmm.
yeah,
Sorry.
during every sale we get some goodies, as well as being employee at Myntra, we get extra discount as well. So
Oh, okay.
20% discount is there throughout the year. But then when the big sales are coming, we get extra 5%. So basically 25% discount we get for all the products basically.
Hmm. Got it. So, how is the
Yeah,
culture at Myntra? Are people actually some fashion freaks there? Do people come all
yeah.
dressed
We
up?
have. So it's all fashion. Fashion. You can say that every day at Myntra is like a fashion show. You
Okay.
can say. But then we also had a fashion show organized where people from different teams, they came to the ramp walk, and they had show their different styling and different clothing aspirations which they
Hmm.
pursue. So yeah, we Myntra organize a lot of fashion, and and there's a lot of encouragement of fashion to try different styles, to try different outfits, both for men and women. So yeah, it is very encouraging in terms of fashion.
Got it. So,
Yeah.
recently I was seeing that Myntra has launched international brands also. It has
Right,
brought
right.
on board some international brands. Does that affect your day-to-day business? Does that change the way you analyze things because now you have international market also? Or the kind of work remains the same irrespective of what market you launch?
So when we onboard a international brand, right? Basically, we try to being a company like Myntra focusing on fashion. We have to maintain our USP, right? Because there are other platforms like I don't want to mention, but then there are other competing platforms like Myntra which are offering equal or I would say similar kind of fashion market, right? But then if you want to be ahead in terms of competition, you have to maintain certain unique selection, right? So when you onboard an international brand, you offer that to your customers. That okay, if you are looking for a good discounts on an international brand, you can come to our platform. So that's a uniqueness which we want to carry, and that doesn't affect a lot in terms of our day-to-day work. It's basically a new brand is coming, and then whenever a new brand is coming, we help them get on board, and we do often see that when a new brand launches at Myntra, we get a new customer base also, because
Okay.
every customer is, let's say you are a H&M freak, right? So you
Hmm.
tend to buy H&M a lot, but then there was no H&M one year before Myntra, right? So when H&M comes at Myntra, you get a product discount, so
Hmm.
you will definitely come and buy from Myntra.
I get that.
So that's how.
So, why I'm asking you this is because I when I did my so I did my internship from Paytm, and at that time Paytm was just thinking of launching itself in the rural market. So we did a lot
Okay.
of we did a lot of study on understanding what would be the market in the rural area, what would be the market mapping, and we built a lot of models around it after collecting of data. And I think, as
Mhm.
you rightly pointed out, when you go ahead and have, let's say, H&M on board, then the kind of people who buy H&M will be different from the kind of people who buy any other brand. So
Right.
understanding the new market and understanding the new kind of people is also going to go ahead and play a role in the kind of models that you build, right?
Correct, correct, yeah.
Right.
That's true.
So one thing that I've observed is that, so for example, I have in my
Yeah.
7 years of career never changed my job. I sticked with one organization. So when
Okay.
you go ahead and you switch from one organization to another, what are the pros in it? What good things do you think happens when you switch? How does it affect your career?
So it depends from different person objectives and aspirations, right?
Hmm.
In my opinion, when you switch from one company to other company, or be it a startup, basically, when we say a startup, sometimes many people tend to grow in a startup and then leave after certain years. Some
Hmm.
people think that okay, you have learned enough, and then you can move out based on the learnings you have. The primary objective of any person who is switching jobs, maybe 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, whatever, it depends on the saturation level of the learning which he was expecting from that particular organization, right? So
Got it.
let's say I have learned certain things from the second company where I learned around the work how Walmart is operating, right? Next, I went into the other company where I learned digital marketing. So
Okay.
at Myntra now I have learned more of the fashion, how the fashion market operates in the country, right? So everything is like you learn each and every organization in different domains. Technical always remains same, but then your horizontal knowledge around multiple business, multiple domains, it tends to grow over different organization when you work with them.
Got it.
Yeah.
So, when you joined your first organization, if you would remember, what is the first thing that you purchased from your first salary?
um Clothes, branded products and all, which was a thing like we assume being in students, right? Okay, this is something which rich people would be being affording, right? So yeah,
And
the
what's the
first thing.
most expensive thing you have now?
The most expensive thing I am having is my bike.
Okay. So, you are a
Yeah.
bike lover. So,
Yeah, yeah, right.
do you have any name for your bike? I typically see people even putting out some names for bike,
You mean pet
giving some.
names?
Yeah, exactly. Giving some names to your bike.
Not like that. It's just like I bought it. I think 1.5 years back.
Okay.
So yeah, but I really enjoy riding along, and I'm a travel freak. So
Okay.
I do go out on weekends or any long weekend to distant places, explore
Hmm.
the places and nature. I'm a nature lover as well. So yeah.
Got it. Got it. So Saurabh, any last words for freshers who would like to go ahead and enter into this industry, especially if they have done engineering like you? How do they enter into the data science background, and what should they be doing to kind of go ahead and get experience in this world?
For any student who wants to enter into data science, data analytics, or whatever, anything related to data, right? First of all, they should understand how data is to be read, right? When you read a data, you can see multiple things. It's just not like a tabular form of data numbers and dimensions, right? So first of all, reading the data, getting enough information about the data is very important. That I think many aptitude tests also happens to fresher when they have to see DI, data interpretation section in the aptitude test, right? Most of the freshers go through that. That particular piece analyze the students recommend that how they can understand the data which already been shown to them. In terms of technical thing, I would say that SQL is very important, because if you are not able to fetch the data from any data source, you cannot do any insight generation of it. And data science is not just building AI models. Data science is also about helping business to solve the purpose. AI can be one added advantage, which now people are actually taking it to a next level using chat gpt and robotics, and all those things are there.
Correct.
For a fresher, no one expects that okay, you build from the first day, you come and build an AI model for them, right? So it is very much expected that you should be able to very concise about your understanding with the data. And then if you are very well versed with SQL and then a Python programming language, which is very common in the industry, so basic understanding of data, SQL and Python can help them to land a job in data analytics. But the catch is you should not write these skills just for the writing. You should be able to clear some assignments. Or freshers are really expected to solve some assignments around SQL, Python and data, right? So that's the basic assumptions and expectations which are there.
Got it. So for assignments, do you suggest any particular platform where they should be trying these assignments?
Uh, HackerRank is very much common, and even
Okay.
I have earned a gold badge in HackerRank in SQL when I was like 2 3 years back. And multiple ML badges are there. So if you learn and earn more and more badges from different coding platforms like HackerRank, Hacker, tech gig, these would help
Yes.
you to demonstrate you on the social media like LinkedIn that, okay, you have such mastery in these skills, and when assignment is thrown to you, you will be able to solve it. And there are
Got
multiple
it.
hackathons also which are being organized from analytics with or multiple others company with,
Hmm.
where you can show off your skills and your knowledge about the analytics industry. So yeah, that could be
Right.
leveraged.
Right. Got it. Thank you so much, Saurabh. I think so. This is very, very insightful session, and it is going to be very helpful for the freshers. Just
Mm.
one last thing I wanted to understand before we, end the session. So, as you mentioned about these, these platforms where you can go ahead and show off your skills, is there any chance that people also go ahead and get so when you say you earned this badge, is there any way that you can share it with your organization and show them that this is the latest thing that I have earned? So can you share this badge on different platforms that can be helpful for students also? Can
You
students do
mean the
that
badges earned through platforms can shown into corporate?
into corporate or on LinkedIn? Can they show it somewhere so that it
Yeah,
helps
they can
them?
show. Even on my LinkedIn, you can see that I have a gold badge from HackerRank, and also
Okay.
there is a LinkedIn assessment as well, which I have taken on ML.
Okay.
And if you qualify that, you will be also getting that you are ML
Qualified.
practitioner, and you will get the badge from LinkedIn as well.
Right, and I
So
think
do a
that will
lot of
help people get job.
yeah, yeah. It's basically you have to get recognized among the crowd, and
Hmm.
these are the some basic ways which you can have. apart from good networking as well, right? So let's say you have all the skills required, but then you're not able to network with people, not able to ask for a referral, not able to convince people for a referral, then yeah, it's of no use again.
It's of no
So,
use. I get it.
yeah,
So I think networking plays, and especially in today's world, networking is very, very important. Um,
right.
so I know many LinkedIn messages coming in for referral. So among so many referral messages that one person gets, uh, sometimes it becomes difficult to refer each and every individual. So I think, so as you
That's
rightly
true.
mentioned, you need to convince the other person why you should be the one who should be
Yeah.
referred into the organization.
Right. So let's say you message me for a referral, right? But then next step is like I will see your LinkedIn profile. What all accomplishments you have done, what all badges you have, or what all certification you have. Even in case you are a fresher, right? In case you are a already experienced person, then I will look into your company's work details which you have worked on projects, right?
Hmm.
Obviously, everyone has should be updating their LinkedIn profile with all the projects they are working, be it fresher or be it a corporate experience. So yeah,
Got it.
updating a LinkedIn profile is very important.
Great. Thank you, Saurabh.
Yeah.
So this is indeed a very, very insightful, very good session. And I hope that,
Great.
freshers learn from your experience. And
Sure.
maybe someday we'll come into your organization and tell that they saw your interview and they got inspired by that.
Great. Great. Yeah. Nice to hear.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Saurabh, for your
Thank you.
time. Have a good day.
Sure.